ability and habit improving technology, the 7 elements and 3 principles to help you change anything in your life you want to change. Now, today we're going to look at the 3 truths of enlightenment. Before we go there, though, I want you, as we go through the 3 truths, I want you to realize that the next video, and something you can apply to this video of training, is that in life, everything fits into 3 areas, if you think about it. First thing is yourself, your body, your thoughts inside your body. Well, there might be a spirit in there, right? When you grow up and as you live your life, you're interacting with people, starting with family and friends and coworkers, and there's people out in society, groups that you can think about. And then you fit into society, to the economy, and to make some money, hopefully save some and invest it. And those are your 3 areas of life. And they always happen in one of 3 places, groups of places, right? First, home. Like when you're a kid, that's about all you know, right? Then you go to school or work when you grow up and enter the workforce. And then when you're not at those 2 places, you're somewhere in the city, maybe the gymnasium or the park or someplace, the grocery store, or out in nature. So everything about life, when you're wanting to change anything, you want to understand that everything is connected, cause and effect. Everything. I mean, through time and space, the time and space of your life. From the moment you started to perceive consciousness inside your mommy's tummy, whatever that is, 5, 6, 7 months, I have no idea, somewhere in there, right? And you actually get feelings about life. And then as you grow up and live your life, those experiences create your current reality. In such way, let's take a look. So 3 truths to inspire your desire to shine. Okay, so through enlightenment, what I share with you is I believe that you'll, all of a sudden see an opportunity to be the best you can be and to just work on yourself as a natural way of being every day. And you'll create more abilities from healthier habits that will cause you to enjoy more happiness. And so we have perspectives here, right? You have 1 perspective, 2 perspective, 3 perspectives of a truth. Now, something to realize, if you think about it, pretty simple. For you to verify if something is a truth in life, you have to look at it. And you have to look at it for a long time. And you have to keep looking for what's there. Because if somebody just tells you it's a certain way, and you take it for truth and you move forward from there, which a lot of us do when we grow up, right? Well, it may be true, but you could be believing something's true and it's not. It's just a simple fact, right? The only thing that's real and true is the stuff that you're interacting with in your life, okay? So you have the 3 perspectives. Now, a big thing about Improve Our World is we want to improve your life, and it's going to be with your brain. Your mental ability to pay attention and adapt is what's going to improve your life, all right? So your imagination is your personal laboratory to look at life, right? And discover the relevant truths about life. And to me, we're talking about health and happiness. Spirituality and life after death and God, that's interesting and it's relevant, and I love to discuss it. I love to talk about it. And I certainly believe that in some way there's a God, don't know how, but I'm not going to be an atheist and say there's no God when there's really no proof. There's no proof, unless you go and meet the cat. You know what I mean? He'd be an awfully cool cat too, wouldn't he? So your imagination, your ability to imagine time and space clearly, to be able to go, yep, okay, that's what it looks like. That's what you do, right? Now, you also, with your imagination, can train yourself to be more effective each day of life. Oh, we like that one, huh? Because if you're more effective, you'll be more happy. Pretty simple, right? And then very important to be happy, you always want to remember to appreciate more steps along the way. You may not be, all day long, 18 hours you're awake or 16 hours you're awake, just, I appreciate this, I appreciate that, I appreciate this. No, that's too much, right? But if you're taking care of your life, and every 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, an hour or so, you're going to go, well, this is good. I'm heading in the right direction, right? Okay. Now, so we've added some content here. So let me jump into it here. The first truth is basically identifying what we are, and we're human beings. And basically, if you apply principles of the core sciences of physics that explains how time and space moves around, all right, physics, it's amazing. And 3 laws of motion, gravity, and entropy, they always work. And you can measure stuff with it, which is cool. And that's what the ability and habit improving technology does for you. It helps you measure your life to see the change and to be able to know, well, I guess I'm going to get to this point in about this much time, right? So now what are you measuring moving around in time and space? Our existence is we're a biological or a psychological and biological living organism. Now, actually, we're a social and biological living organism, and our psychology functions within a social existence, a social network, interacting with people, right? So you could almost say those are the same, but not really. We're going to zoom in on the individual, and then we'll take into account other people, right? And then the economy, right? You got to think about money. And if you don't think about money and you just, maybe get a job that's just so-so and it's not that good or whatever, hey, if you're in the entertainment world with the pandemic, you're out of work, So your ability to understand the economy and make the best contribution you can make is what's going to enable you to enjoy the best life possible for you. And you want to do it and so you can enjoy it, and not work so much that you can't enjoy your family life, right? And that's what you'll learn here, okay? So when you take those sciences into effect right here in the bottom corner, you identify yourself as social, biological, living organisms. This is the first truth, by the way. We're social, biological, living organisms coexisting in social, economic habitats. So all that does is define what we are from a scientific perspective that, again, we're going to apply just principles. So what I'm saying is each one of these sciences, sociology, biology, of course, we'll place psychology there, right? So, and economics, right? And physics. I'm saying you can learn the principles in 5 minutes, 10 at the most, if you want to have a question, right? So in 30, 40 minutes, you've acquired the principles that you can start applying to your daily life to understand what's happening, why, and what you can do to change it, all right? So we take this into account, right? We're a social, biological living organism living out in social economies with people, or social economic habitats. Habitats is important. We'll talk about that. The opposite of a habitat is a habit. There's a cause and effect relationship between the two, huh? Exciting, right? So, but the third truth, not the second truth. The second truth is where we spend all our time and improve our world. And it's all about the second truth here. But the third truth is that everything is made of energy, vibrating, and moving around in cause and effect cycles. So whenever you're looking out into life at any time, whether things are good or bad or whatever you're trying to figure out, you just know that you're looking out into time and space, and everything's made of energy, and it's vibrating, which is interesting, and it's moving around in cause and effect cycles. It cycles over and over again. And if something changes in the cycle will change. Okay, so that's what daily life is, Pretty much Tuesday's a repeat of Monday, except it's not the first day of the week, right? And Wednesday's a repeat of Tuesday, and so forth, right? And then Fridays and Saturdays, if you work during the week, are different than the weekdays, right? And that's it. That cycle repeats throughout your life, week at a time, day at a time, week at a time, right? It's important because the cycles help us to learn, to adapt, and then practice cycles to change our life, all right? And down here, movement, nutrition, and rest is really powerful. There's cycles of ability we'll be talking about in a bit. And that has a lot to do with being a living organism. Scientific, simple stuff too, really simple, nothing fancy dancy here. It's all simple stuff, which is great. We should teach this to our children is what I believe. So now the first truth is very powerful. The first truth says that attending to need creates health and attending to desire creates happiness. Now, if that's an absolute statement, that means that if you're not healthy, all you have to do is learn about your needs and start attending to them, and your health will improve. I'm not a doctor, although I hope to get an honorary one later. Not too much later. I'm already 62. but it's a powerful thing to realize. And if you chew on that and you think about that, it implies quite a bit. Okay. So if attending to it creates it, neglecting it creates the opposite, right? Neglecting need creates pain. You get tired, you fatigue, right? And as well as getting tired, you're going to probably get sick, right? That's that thing about being sick and maybe creating health, possibly. And then neglecting desire. That's tough. Now, if you've never had that happen in your life, you get frustrated, you get angry. Man, if it keeps going on and on and on and on, and you don't trust the world, you're going to have some hate. Pretty simple, right? All right, very good. Now, the second truth is really simple. It's a follow-up, right? It means that to fulfill a need or a desire so you can be healthy and happy, a task must be completed. Something must happen, right? Now, the next thing is that you have to have ability to fulfill a need or a desire. That's something very important about everything we teach here to improve our world. It's all about ability and habit creates ability, right? And if an ability is fun, it'll strengthen the habit, right? It's cause and effect between habit and ability. So we're going to really be talking about ability a lot. And when you look at it that way, you realize this, and this is something you've probably heard before. But if there's anything in your life that's negative that you want to change, anything, right? About yourself, your relationships with people, your financial circumstances, just realize that the potential of your brain, mine too, way exceeds what we need to live in abundance. If you can just program yourself, like it says right here, you will thrive when you nurture your habits and abilities, and habits turn into abilities to fulfill your needs and your desires. Now, if you believe this, right, if it's logical and simple, think about fulfilling need creates health. It's got a big implication there. But even if you don't accept it completely, like 100%, well, maybe 90%. Some people get sick, right? That's fine, right? But for you to be happy, you got to fulfill your desire. Your brain has way more potential than you need, and all you got to do is nurture it. Now, humorously, where can you nurture it? How about here with me? All right. Now, here's the second truth. It's a powerful truth now. This is where we're going to start getting into understanding what's happening in your daily life, and mine and everybody's. Everybody you meet has the same thing happening because we're human beings, right? Some people have it a little better than others, but it's all fundamentally the same. And that is this. The thoughts happening inside your head is what is creating your experience of life. Now, if you're hallucinating and you're thinking you're on Mars, okay, well, you're having trouble, right? But most people are just perceiving life and interacting. Well, if your thoughts, are about your ability, create your ability. So these thoughts that are happening inside your head, they're creating the experience of your life. So when we look here and we say that every positive thought happening, I'm going to say to you inside your head, is a positive experience. It's happening to you now. You're not thinking them on purpose, right? They're just flowing in there. That's a big one to get, right? So that means that if your life has been such that, you have negative thoughts about anything, yourself, your family, your friends, those groups of people that are different than you, the economy, the government, whatever, the devil, God, whatever, whatever it is, if it's negative, every moment that negative experience is happening, your experience of life is negative. That's such a huge truth if you get it and you believe it. If you don't believe it, you say, well, no, I can actually think a negative thought and be mad at somebody and be happy. Okay, that's cool. You can believe that if you want, but I don't think so. If you think about it granularly, if you look at it precisely and say, what am I experiencing while I'm thinking that negative thought? It's going to be negative, right? Look at this. Of course, the thing that I was heading toward is that your thoughts determine if you fulfill or neglect your needs and desires. Big thing, right? It's your thoughts. That's why we focus on it here at Improve the World, and a lot of great educational courses and systems out there. they teach you to pay attention to your thought. It's all about awareness, and we're teaching all the same stuff, just a little bit different. Okay. So now this is just a fun thought. Your thoughts perceiving and interpreting you in daily life or time and space, the time and space of daily life is creating your reality. All right. And that's big. See, because if you can interpret yourself differently, with practice or whatever, all of a sudden your experience of life changes, right? Like from negative to positive, big thing to get. Another fun, interesting, and relevant point as you're analyzing yourself and your life and you're looking back at your childhood and how you got to where you are now, maybe you're still a child, right? Okay. Big one to get. And stop and reflect on this a moment. If you want, pause the tape and just think about it for just a moment, right? You are not your thoughts. Those thoughts that are happening to you inside your head, you're the spirit or something inside experiencing them. That's a big one. That's a big one. When you get that, your fact of saying, well, a lot of people just believe, hey, I can't help it. It's my life. It's who I am. I'm just going to move forward, right? That's like saying, oh, those thoughts that are happening to you are you and you can't change them. No. If you think about this, you can. And if you think about how you can change it, and you're going to learn about that moving forward, how you can change your habits of thought. All right. So the next one, going back to the big picture, of everything, people interacting together, your family, your friends, your coworkers, you in town, people in other towns all around the world, right? Time and space moves around and interacts in precise accordance to the three laws of motion, gravity versus entropy. Those are two opposing forces. All right. Now, whether you want to, debate, and it's possible. I mean, I don't have any proof of it. This is just what I believe. Of course, physics proves every time you do those physical tests, 100 pounds is 100 pounds, right? 50 pounds is a 50 pounds, right? If you're going 100 miles an hour and somebody's going 50, you're going twice as fast. Simple stuff, right? When you start applying it to psychology and ability, you have to stop and think a moment. But when you think of it in the very simplest way, just forces moving around inside of you as a result of your experiencing of everything outside of you, it becomes who you can be, who you can change, right? Now, this is exciting. This brings up the very fun and inspiring thing, for example, if you're an atheist, and you think the world just is what it is, it's down and dirty and there's no hope and no God. Well, think about this. Quantum physics tells us your consciousness is perceiving and communicating with vibrations of time and space of life beyond your five senses, beyond your touch, your sight, your smell, your voice, right? Now, if you have something that's hurting, something that you really want to change, you're just hurting, and I tell you what, I've been hurting for a while trying to get this business started, all right? And if that's where you are, you got to realize that if you have some bad luck, that's going on, and people who've had bad luck, they've had bad luck, right? It's because they're thinking negative thoughts. And their thoughts that they're thinking for long periods of time in their day is communicating out to the world of time and space. And you're intuitively meeting up with all that bad luck. It's a powerful one to get. That's the law of attraction. I don't know if it's been said that way to you before, but I like the way I said it. I think it helps you to start realizing how important it is to pay attention to your thought and your thoughts and program them. Choose them. Don't let them just be what they be because you lived your life. Maybe your life wasn't as good as it could have been, and you want to choose a better experience. And you learn how to do it, use your imagination, all right? Now, this is a big one, a logical one. You probably have gotten it already, but it's important to see these words, right? Negative experiences in your past are, if you want, you can put in most likely, but they are negatively impacting your life today until you choose to. Now, you can also just wait long enough and eventually the pain will go away. It'll dissipate if you do good, right? But why wait, right? If you have some pain, some fear in your life, some anger and hate and whatever, and some awkwardness about yourself, why not just practice the positive thoughts and emotions that create habits that turn into abilities that get better to liberate yourself from the negative past? Yo, baby. I love that. I mean, that's exciting to me. Okay. Now, the last one is just simple stuff here, right? Logical, simple, wholesome, good stuff, right? Caring for your life is simple. And it's the only way you're going to enjoy a cared for life. That's big. People that are hurting, if you just can get yourself to take care of yourself and your relationship with people and how you fit into the economy, do the best you can. Pain's going to go away. It's going to go away. All right. Now, this is humorous to me. It's just a joke. It's funny. I spent a lot of time thinking about these words, and this is funny to me. Neglecting your thoughts makes you ignorant of the only thing that makes you aware. I love it. Okay. That's good stuff to me. That's funny, but it's true. It's funny, but it's true. All right. So the closing thing, right? It's all about the inspiration of what's possible from these truths. And the potential of your brain far exceeds what you need to enjoy a great, wonderful life. You don't have to be super rich. Most people don't want to. They just want to be secure, right? And, you don't have to be famous. Famous, you think about it, people that are famous, they got a lot of negative stuff to deal with too. But sure, the fame is good, but there's a downside too, right? But just live a good, healthy life. Be the best you can be and fit into society in a healthy way. That's the way life is great, right? And all you got to do is nurture your habits of ability, and you'll live in abundance. You'll fulfill all your needs, and you'll cherry pick your desires, and you'll adjust them up and down so that you get in perfect balance and alignment with your life. That's possible for all of us, okay? And your thoughts determine if you're fulfilling need and desire. And you're not those thoughts inside. Those thoughts, they're happening to you. If you've had a tough life and you're angry at yourself, you don't love yourself because you weren't loved and nurtured, and you're just angry as heck and you think the world's evil, guess what? Just think a moment. Those thoughts, it's the result of your life, and you didn't have a good life if that's you, right? But if you can learn to say, okay, I see it. Okay, I had bad luck. So I'm going to practice positive thoughts. And I'm going to practice great thoughts that make me get really good at my life. So I feel good about who I am. And I'm going to wash away all this pain. It's there. You can do it. All right. Last one, right? And last two, caring for your life is simple. It's the only way to enjoy a cared life for. And don't neglect your thoughts, or you'll be neglecting or ignorant of the one thing that can make you aware. All right. So these are the three truths. I hope they've inspired you to realize, hey, you can make your life amazing. And I hope you subscribe to this YouTube channel and to ahitforme.com. The URL will be at the closing out notes at the end of the video. Please do subscribe. I'm so passionate about helping people, and I so look forward to getting a bunch of great feedback saying, hey, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And I'm freeing myself from my negative past, and I'm creating an amazing, wonderful life of abundance. Thank you very much. Hope you're having a great day. And the next video after this is coming up, and it's areas and places of life. Hope you love it. Take care.